Afternoon, everyone. It is 3:02 and we will begin as the other students are coming on. All right, we definitely need to maximize our time. So thank you for those of you who are able to join and have been able to join on time. And we know this evening is going to be packed, but we are going to maximize our time today. So welcome to your last online orientation. We know that next Friday, our orientation is going to be in person. And of course, you will be getting further communication on that. And we do look forward to that. That time is our meet and greet, where you have the opportunity, those of you who are new students, you have the opportunity to meet with the dean of the faculty, along with your lecturers and tutors. All right. This evening, you actually have the opportunity to hear from some of your tutors, lecturers, and we know that there are questions that you will have, and we will try our best to answer as many as we can. We may not get to all the questions, all right? Let's just put that out there, but we will try to get to as many as possible, all right? And as we go through this evening, there is that point where we are saying congratulations to those of you who were offered this position as being a student of the N1 program. Congratulations to you. Thank you for accepting and thank you for choosing the UWI as your choice to be able to take you to the next level. So we are here this afternoon to go through the different, some of you may be experiencing or have been experiencing different issues. So we will see what can be addressed, but you will be hearing from the different lecturers this afternoon. And you have the opportunity again to interface on this platform with them briefly this afternoon. Okay, so we are looking at moving on to I am wanting to jump right into having one of our lecturers take the floor.
Oh, wait.
Karen.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let's wait a couple minutes
All right, sure.
because we still have some numbers to join. I just sent out a reminder as well.
Okay, great.
All right. So we could probably start in like 10 minutes, 3:15.
All right, excellent. So we do have that a 10-minute period that we are allowing other persons to join as before we get into this evening's proceeding.
For those of you who are here already and sending chat messages, especially with regards to the student portal, we will have a session afterwards for a short time just to sort out all of those issues. So all the questions and concerns, you can hold it until we go through the session. Reminder as well, remember the session is recorded and it would be on the website upon completion. So you could go back and review it and refer to the information that we discussed. Good. So there's all the questions. To me, I see it, Amrita, but we would address it after.
So it is 3:15. Welcome to all again, those of you who joined after our first welcome. So this is our second welcome. All right, so welcome again to all you students and persons are still joining in. And as I said earlier, for the time that we have here this evening is very short, and we know we are trying to pack in a lot. So I am going to be turning over right now to Mr. Karen Brash to be able to take us through some of your issues, your matters.
Thank you, Julian. Good afternoon again, everyone. So I know some of you would have been here with us for the past 3 sessions. Some of you would have been here for one. Some of you would have been here for none of the sessions. So before we go into the Q&A and all the nice parts of talking to your lecturers and stuff, we want to go back to the points that I sent in the email so you'll be aware of how to navigate these couple of weeks here before teaching begin and even after when teaching begin. So despite the lack of access that I said we would deal with afterwards, we're going back to each point specifically so you know clearly what it is required of you as an accepted student. Everyone in this meeting should either be accepted / offered. And if you're offered, it means that you don't even know what your student ID is if you did not accept the offer. So that's the first step after you have been offered, right? Once you get the offer and you get your acceptance letter, the ID number is on that letter. It gives you the link to the student portal where you then insert your student ID number and your password, which is your date of birth in reverse. And when I mean reverse, I mean year, month, day. So I'm going to just stick the format in the chat. Right, some of you would have reached this step and receive an error specifically stating your username and ID was incorrect. For those, you would stay on after the meeting finish and we would deal with that afterwards, right? So for the others that have access and you would have been able to log into the student portal, I think this time around you don't have to change the password. You actually have to choose academics and then submit it, and then it takes you to the home screen where you would see a name on the top right hand corner. You then move on to completing your registration. I would have sent an email last night to everyone with the link to the registration document. For those of you who may not have accessed that link just yet, I'm just going to share for a short time. So you would see what the document look like. I'm not going to stay too long sharing, right? So most of the information you would need for N1 is on the website. This first block would have been the application. Here's the registration. The link that is in the email, one of the links will take you to this document here, which you would follow to register for your courses. These that you're seeing 0200, you're not doing anything with these because it's for semester 2. All your course codes will reflect 0100, right? So you take your time and you go through this document and you complete your registration. Below you would see information on the ID card. You would not be able to do this part as yet before, well, unless you complete registration and financially cleared, right? But we'll get to ID cards later on. Once you have completed the registration, you then move forward to getting your financial clearance. Upon completion of the registration, and I know some of you have the issues with the prerequisites, that's another thing we will address after. Once you complete the registration, you then go to your fee sheet. Your courses will be populated and the financial obligations, you would see it there. The fee sheet must be printed and it must be signed by the student. That's one of the important documents that you would need for financial clearance. You would also need the gate form. So your acceptance letter gives you access to apply for gate. It gives you access to register for your courses. Without your TT Connect ID, and I believe I would have shared the document, this form here. These are the centers that you need to visit to get your TT Connect ID to allow you to go onto the GATE website to apply. So it's two things. You get accepted, you register, you apply for GATE. Once you do that, you submit your documents for financial clearance. Right? The information you will be inputting onto GATE is here. You mirroring this, you're putting it into the GATE application. If you're doing the means test, there's additional information here that I added and sent to all of you. So you have this via email that you could refer to. Once you complete GATE, there's a form that you have to print and you sign on the top right-hand side next to your name. That form will be attached to the fee sheet after registration. And the third document that you need would be your compulsory fee payment. Now, a lot of you had questions with regards to the payments. When you enroll into fee pay, which is right under registration and right under your fee sheet, fee assessment invoice on the portal, you have to enroll into fee pay. Every student must enroll into fee pay, even if you're sponsored or non-sponsored. Everyone must enroll into the fee pay. This is where you would get access. This is where you will get access to your payment plan. All students would have access to the payment plan as well, as long as they enroll into fee pay. Now, basic enrollment into fee pay would give you clearance until the 31st of October. This is without you paying anything at all. You'll get provisional clearance until the 31st of October. Now, you still have the obligation to submit your documents, and that will give you clearance for the semester. So if you think, okay, I have financial clearance, I didn't pay anything, I go in all my classes, all my labs, everything. As soon as you go to that exam room, you're going to get denied. So I suggest you use that last date, which is the 31st. Ensure that all your documents are submitted to bursary. You check your records and ensure that they're in good standing, because you don't want to show up at the exam door and can't get into the final exam. There's no makeup for a final exam, right? Good. So we're moving on. So we did just registration, sorry, and we did the fee pay. So teaching, everyone should have the groupings now in their email. And let me just go through that because it may seem a little bit confusing. Right. Students, this is in your email as of this morning, right? Now you're using this in conjunction to what is on your timetable to create your personal timetable. So for example, if I am doing biochem and mathematics, which is this first combination on the top here, right? I doing biochemistry, mathematics at N1. On the left-hand side where you see lecture group assignment, I know that I'll be doing biology, group 1, chemistry, group 2, mathematics, group 1. So I go to my timetable and I'm looking for the information that corresponding with my groups. Now, as I go, just give me a thumbs up if you're following, please. So for the students who will be doing biology, and I know, okay, based on the groupings that I just see, I would be doing this one. Right, good. So based on the groupings that we just looked at, I'm in group 1 for biology, correct? So I go to my timetable and I'm looking for everything that corresponds with G1. So you're going to all the lectures for that group that you are assigned. So I'm assigned to G1. I have a lecture on Monday at 1 to 2. This session here goes down on my personal timetable. You could write it down, you could print this and highlight it. You could do an Excel sheet and then print it at the end. It doesn't matter. Once you know what sessions you have when the week is here. So I know I have G1 lecture, that's fine. I put that down on a Monday. I go to the Tuesday, I have a G1 here on the Tuesday. I put that down on my schedule. I have a G1 on a Wednesday at 2 to 3. I put that one down. So I know it's only 3 hours for biology for the week, so I have no more lectures for biology. I go now to the groupings and I say, okay, what do I have for chemistry? I'm in group 2. So you go back to the timetable now. You go to your chemistry course. You're in group 2, so you're not looking at G1. You're looking at all the lectures that has group 2. So you have a G2 on a Wednesday morning from 10 to 12. You put that down now on your personal timetable next to the bio sessions. You scroll down, you see on a Thursday, there's a 11 to 12. You take this off, you put it on your timetable. That's 3 hours, so you know you don't have any more lectures for that course. And then you go to the maths and you do the same thing. Right, you're in G1 for maths, it is this combination. Good. You're taking everything that has G1 for your lectures first, and you put it down to add to the bio and the chemistry. Now, when you complete this, the reason you're doing the lectures first is because you cannot choose which lecture you're going to or which one you're not going to. You're going to all the lectures for your group. Good? So you're doing 3 courses, you know your groups, you put on your lectures, now you're going to fit in your tutorial. So let's say you want to do tutorial G1, T1 because you're in G1 for maths, right? So you could only do G1 tutorials. You cannot do a G2 tutorial. So you have, I believe, 4 options. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. Right, you have 4 options, G1, T4. You have 4 options per group for maths. You could choose any one. So if you want to make your timetable in a way where Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is packed and your Friday free, you could do that. We do have no problem with that. You has to manage that, right? So you're picking one tutorial for maths. You go back to chem, you pick one tutorial. You go back to bio, you pick one tutorial. Now you would see your schedule, you fit in your labs. Now you could do your labs before your lectures, eh? Sorry, your labs before your tutorials. So you go now, you're checking. Maths does not have labs. Okay, so it's just lectures and tutorials. You go back to your timetable for bio or chem. You have to choose a lab session. No, you have a grouping that's guiding you. In this same line for your combination to the right hand side, you would see can I do following labs. Bio lab 3, lab 4, you will be unable to do if you're doing biochem and maths. So all these in red on the right hand side here, if your combination has a correspondent cannot do the following labs, you would not be able to choose them on your timetable. You will have to choose another stream because it will have clashes. So for this same combination on the top, biochem and maths, you will not be able to do bio lab 3 and lab 4, which means you only have to choose from lab 1 and lab 2, which is on a Tuesday, I believe. This is lab 2, and this is lab 1. Majali, am I correct here? Or Javon, any one of you could jump in.
Sorry, yes. So
L2,
Tuesday would be your lab. This is lab 1. There's
and
L1,
right,
L2.
and L2. Good.
Right. So this will be Tuesday, 8 to 12. They could choose that one.
Right. So when
If
you're
we have the, sorry.
sorry, go
If we
ahead.
have the Saturday, that would be another option if we do end up having the Saturday labs.
Right. So for now, we don't have it because of the numbers, right? As it's increasing, you would see a change on the timetable. Now, we're not really worried about the labs until you come here physically on the 16th of September. The first 2 weeks of teaching will be virtual. You will be at home. The link should be posted on My Learning. It will also be sent to you via email. You just need to click on the link with regards to your timetable. Right? So you know it's either 1 or 2 you could do for bio. So it's one of these sessions here you would be choosing. You have lab 5. You could choose that as well. Once it's suiting your personal timetable, that's fine. You have lab 6 here, you could do that as well. There's no clashes with these. Chemistry, however, you cannot do 1 or 2, lab 1 or 2. So you go back to your timetable, you go to chemistry and you say, okay, I can do lab 1, which is here on a Tuesday. I can do lab 2, which is here on a Wednesday. I have Friday option here open to me. Chemistry also has labs on this Saturday, which is optional, but there's another session that will come, I believe, on a Wednesday. But currently we're working on having this session included. It's not final as yet. So you have to choose the sessions that is not clashing. Good, and it goes for all the combinations here. Now, you may see a combination not reflecting here, because this is not all the combinations that is possible at N1, right? These are the ones that has the major crashes. The ones that's not here, you more or less do not have any restrictions to what group you could do, right? So if your combination is not here, it's not that you're not assigned to any group, you have the access to choose your groups. This is here to prevent clashes and also to make sure that the classes are equally distributed. Not that group 1 have 300 students and group 2 have 50. Good. For those of you who are working, we would consider your request to move, but you would not have much flexibility to move because you will encounter clashes, right? But we'll do that by a case-by-case basis. These highlights on the left-hand side, you don't have to worry about as much. It's not for you. It's for us, myself and Jillian. So you don't have to worry about why it's yellow and why it's orange. I know you all would question that at some point. Good. So we clear on this, we thumbs up.
Excuse, I have a question.
Go ahead. Although I say take the questions after. Go ahead quickly.
Oh no, I apologize.
Go
Sorry.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
You were mentioning that if you do not see a group, that means it's not clashing. So I just want to verify that there's no clashes between maths, chem, and physics.
No, I didn't say it's not clashing. I say you don't see a group, I mean you're not restricted. So what is that? Maths, chem, and physics?
Yes.
You're not seeing chem, maths, and physics here? This line here is what? This line here.
Okay, thank you.
Right. So this will be your combination. You can't do chem lab 1 and 2. You're in group 1 for chem and group 2 for maths. Yeah, let's pay attention to your combination because it's most likely there. Once you're doing 3 courses, more likely your combination is on this document.
Thank you very
Right?
much.
All right, thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Jolie.
One thing I just wanted to point out, that say you have chosen to do a Tuesday lab that runs from 8 to 12, but, and that's convenient to you, but there is a chemistry lecture scheduled between. You do not have the option to come to the lab, say from 8 to 10, leave 10 to 11 to go to chem and come back to the bio lab. That's not an option. Just in case you were wondering if it was possible, it's not. Once you step in any lab, you stay there for the duration. So you should pick your sessions so as not to have anything, not even a tutorial scheduled for when you have the lab, because you cannot leave the lab, nor can you come in late to the lab. You must be there for the full 4 or 3 hour duration. Thank you.
Thanks, Ms. Shirley. So guys, take note. In addition to that, I jump into the end of the list as we on practicals. You all have to wear your personal protective equipment for all labs. And this is not long pants, that is a track pants, and it's soft, and it coming in a slipper or one of those little what do you call that? The little female shoes that you'll just trick your foot in. No, you need proper footwear because it's for
Flip-flop.
your right. These flip-flops that the ladies wear. No Crocs because that has holes, that is porous. You will be denied access to the lab. And if you come by the dean's office and say, Mr. Brash, Jovan tell me, Satish, Miss Jolly, Amanda, that I can't get in the lab, there's nothing that I can do for that. Because if something happens, the university is held responsible. So make sure when you have labs, you know that, hey, lab coat, goggles, well, goggles is for chemistry labs, I believe. You have your proper long, jeans is fine, proper top underneath the lab coat, and your proper shoes. Good. There are lockers on campus. You could lodge your stuff here. You could walk with it on the days that you have labs. All of that is fine. Just make sure that when you have those labs, you dress properly. Right. So we move on from this. As I say, questions, it will be there. I'll pull it back up at the end. So I'm just coming off this for a sec. We have now the gate aspect. My personal opinion to all of you is if you have access to GATE, utilize it. You will get GATE for the N1 program. And once you are successful, you move forward to your undergraduate program, you will get GATE. I repeat that, you get GATE for N1 and you get GATE for your undergrad program. So if you have access, use the GATE. Once you get the TT Connect ID, you can go onto the GATE website, you submit, you're fine. Submit that to bursary. Even if on your application, you have selected that you would self-fund the program, it's fine. You don't have to email us to change it. Once bursary sees that you are GATE funded, they would make the adjustment on your record. So at this point, there's nothing else to be adjusted on the application unless you have a change in your course or something like that. Good. So we should be clear on GATE by now. The student entrance medical form, I sent a link to it in the email. You have to download the form, fill it out, take it to your practitioner. They would then go through what they have to do, sign it, and give you it back to submit to HSU. It is not mandatory, but it is recommended that you do the form and you submit it for clearance. It will not prevent you from anything when you are in N1. However, when you are moving out of N1 into undergrad, you may have implications, especially the students who are going into the Faculty of Medical Sciences. So I suggest, for your sake, go ahead, fill out the form. I believe the 2 shots that you may need for entrance is tetanus and MMR. The hepatitis is not mandatory, but it's there as well. But these things are good because you're going to be mixing with thousands of students on campus and you want to give yourself that fighting chance. There's all kind of stuff we encounter now. We just exit a pandemic. We now have this rise of dengue. So if you guys could protect yourself, I suggest you do that by any means necessary. So and you always see that email keep coming to you all time after time because one, new students coming in. Two, some of you are not reading the email because the information is there, and then I'm getting an email saying, "Sir, what to do with the medical form?" And then myself and Miss Weeks have to now say, "Karen, you didn't send out that?" And then yes, I sent it out. And it's there for you guys. Just read it. Everything you all get from the pre-science email, myself or Miss Weeks, you have to read at least once because it is important to you. Sometimes it is to prevent something else that you all may not understand, but read it, at least read it. In the N1 program, it's not secondary school. You have to read. Take my advice. If you used to read 1 hour a day, you have to read 3 hours now. Good. So we move along. Student ID card. You all will not be here for the first 2 weeks. We are aware. However, by the time you get here on the 16th of September, because that's the 3rd week of teaching, correct? Your ID cards should be ready for collection. Now, when you get the 3 documents, your fee sheet, your gate form, your receipt for the compulsory fees, you submit that to eCourier for bursary. You get the financial clearance. You have to go on to the gate, not gate, sorry, the ID card website. The credentials for the ID card website is not the credentials for your student portal. Your student portal is your ID number as the login ID. Your login ID for the ID card website is your student email. So each one of you will be given a student email automatically. It's your first name dot your last name at my.ue.edu. So I'm putting the format in the chat. Now, if you put STA, which is what you have been communicating with, well, to all of us as administrative staff or lecturers, you would see STA. STA is for staff. So for you students, your record will also reflect my.ue.edu, not sta.ue.edu. So if you say, okay, I want to send an email to Miss Sankaran, and I say, I'm going to say to transfer something, to find out something, and you put amanda.sankaran at my.ue.edu, she's not going to get it. So you're not well, you want to let Miss know you may not be in class, you send the email, she's not going to get it. You have to put the right, what do you put? The at, if that's a young people thing now. Put the right domain. And then she will receive it, they'll forward it, and we'll do the necessary. Even the medical form, you have to submit that via email to doctor or nurse at sta.ue.edu, not the both. And I did not put the both in the email because I know you guys would still email the both, so you're only sending it to one. And I think I put the doctor email. So just send it to doctor at sta.ue.edu. Your password for the ID card website would be your ID number. So the login ID is your email and the password is your ID number. Now don't mix it up with the student portal because the more you put in these ID numbers and emails and it's incorrect, you will eventually lock yourself out. And then Mr. Brash is going to get more emails. So pay attention, write it down. You're all here. You could go back to the recording as I say because it will be up. The ID card registration, you're only doing that after financial clearance. You get financial clearance after enrolling into FEPE. And the credentials is your email, your student email not your Gmail, Rachel, not your Hotmail, not your Yahoo, not none of those. And your ID number is your password. Good. If you are having issues with the ID card, you have access to their contact, and it's on the same registration document, just on page 2. Right? All these links work. If I click here, I go straight to the ID card. Right? You have information here. This is how your picture, where you upload, you click here and you will have to sign in. Here you put in your first name, dot last name at my.ue.edu. Your password is your ID, your login, and then it will give you some information on how to submit the picture. Right? It's not a vacation picture. It's not a selfie. It's a white background. There's details. So I won't go into that. There's details once you log in there to direct you on how to submit that picture and what kind of picture you need to submit. Good. Right. So we did timetable. We did student portal to an extent. When you complete registration through My Secure Area, you would also see an option right next to My Secure Area called My Learning. Some of you who have access could check it out if you want. My Learning is where you interface with your lectures. So it's a platform where the lecturer would upload notes. They will put up recordings. They'll put up the links for teaching. They'll put up notices, reading material, YouTube videos. What they put there is to benefit you guys. All your lectures, including myself and Miss Weeks, not going to stand up over you and say, you need to do this, go and check this, read this, do your tutorial before your tutorial session. We are not going to do that. This is not secondary school. They don't have a form teacher saying, let me see, Aaron, you need to go into class. Adam, why are you outside? Why are you not in class? You're missing class. That's not going to happen. This is a different setting, a different environment, and we require you guys to be responsible for your future. A lot of you here would like to go and be doctors. Could you imagine Mr. Rush coming in the hospital for a treatment and you half an hour late? Or worse yet, you want to be engineers, mechanical, whichever one, electrical. You're supposed to go and wire a house and you ain't come to wire the house and they cast up the wall. You understand? It have implications and you'll have to see the big picture here. It's not just N1. It's not just N1. N1 is the how to the why. The why is you'll want to do this, become doctor, nurse, this. N1 is why. N1 is how, sorry. You want to do that, you do N1. That's how. So ensure that you'll take the responsibility. It is not secondary school. One thing that I want to touch on, because I have been receiving a lot of it, and I know I'm not blaming you guys for it. However, when you are sending an email, because you guys send loads of emails, when you are sending an email, please don't send it from football.com. I don't know who's that. Or you're sending it and you don't put your name, you don't put your ID number, you don't put any information. So, sir, I have portal issues and I don't know where it come from. And I'm telling you now, if you continue to do that, Miss Weeks and I would just bypass your email. Good? You have to know how to send that email. This is what we call soft skills. When you send an email, you could use your personal email, that's fine. But ensure that your full name is there, your ID number is there. Even if your name not there, make sure the ID is there. You let us know what it is you're experiencing. And in addition to that, if you can, a screenshot is the best thing to do. Attach a screenshot so we could see what it is you are seeing. For example, I think Adam is here. Yes, he is. So Adam and I were in some discussions via email because we released the offer to him and he wasn't seeing it. but on our side, we are seeing that he should see it. So with him sending the correct email and the correct details, we were able to sort it out. If he was just saying, sir, I don't have my offer letter, I would have just been saying, but it's there. Go log into the portal and accept. So we have to develop that soft skill as well. Your lecturers are here. I suggest that you build that relationship when you're in the N1 program. It's not just with me and Ms. Weeks, it's with your lecturer as well. They are going to impart the knowledge that you need to move forward into your undergrad. You understand? So you see Ms. Jolie on the corridor, you have a question, stop her. She would stop and try to assist. And if she can't assist, she will let me know. She will direct you to where you will get assistance. And that goes for all the lecturers in the N1 program. I believe all of them are well equipped to deal with your concerns. Even after you pass N1, they should have information that you might see them on the streets. You could talk to them, say, Miss, I get you, MBBS, dental, this, I doing biomedical technology. All that is welcome. We get that. So I know the past 3 sessions we had, all of them would have gone over time. So I'm not going to say anymore with regards to what you all should do, how you all should do it. We will deal with that in the physical orientation next week, Friday. So I will let you guys, well, I'll let the lecturers give a little intro, say what they responsible for, what is their background, and probably what they expect of you as the students. And then you will have the opportunity as students to give some insight, and then we take the questions, right? Because we have to end promptly at 5. The recording will end at 5. Students with the issues would stay on with me. Thumbs up. Very good. Miss Weeks.
Thank you very much. I'm seeing the thumbs up going up too. Up, up, up.
Yes.
All
It will
right.
come up and
So,
down.
yes. All right. So we are going to jump right into having our first. Oh, all right. 1 second there. Having our first tutor on. And if we go according to the alphabet, who should that be? What course should that be? Miss Jolie?
Yes, I'm here.
Welcome.
Thank you, thank you. So welcome, students. I lecture the biology for the N1 program. I am ably assisted. We're well represented here by the teaching assistant, that's Jervon Barron. He coordinates the labs. He coordinates the demonstrators, and they are the ones who instruct you during that 4-hour period when you are in the lab. So we have several of them. We try to keep the numbers 10 to 1 demonstrator for 10 students. Satish is one of our main demonstrators. So he will be one of those who will be working with students. So biology is well represented here. As Mr. Brash told you, there are 3 hours of lecture for group 1, 3 hours for group 2. You have 1 lab session, which you choose according to the groupings. So you will be assigned a particular demonstrator, and you will work with that demonstrator throughout that particular semester. Then you have 1 tutorial in the week. So this particular semester, there are 3 of us who will be working together to provide those tutorials. So the fact is we don't want a tutorial to have 200 students. So you have 8 tutorials. You can choose one that's not clashing with anything to go to that particular tutorial. So it will either be me, Ms. Jolie, Javon, or Satish will do the tutorials. We will meet beforehand to ensure that we give you the same information. Of course, as Mr. Brash said, prepare, even for your lectures, do some preparation. As Mr. Brash says, their YouTube videos, their notes. there's material that's presented in My eLearning. And if you're not on My eLearning, I forward the information to Mr. Brash. Yvonne Satish will forward the information to Mr. Brash, and he will distribute to students who are not able to get on My eLearning. So there's no panic there. So we do everything we can to provide you with information. But here's what, we need something back from you, which is for you, as Mr. Brash says, to read and read it over if it's not clear, and highlight it, print it, highlight it. Make sure you comprehend, or make sure you have pertinent questions that you could ask so we can help you. That's all we can do, is help you with what is provided. Now, let me just say this very quickly to you. The whole purpose of the N1, and I will say biology, but it pertains to all the others, is to bring everybody in the group who has chosen biology, if it's 200 people, 300 people, to bring everybody to the same level. So if you have done biology before, you have some good background in it, you've done CAPE, you have even more background in it than CSEC, your work may be a little less. If you're CAPE, then you must rise to the occasion to review your work, to look at the videos, to read around the subject matter so you have pertinent questions you could ask. You can't go to a tutorial and say, I don't understand this whole topic. No, there must be some part of it you've grasped. How can we help you with this other parts you haven't grasped? So again, it's as Mr. Brash says, you must do that reading. We are more than happy to help you, but remember, 3 hours of lecture, 1 hour of tutorial. So you have to come ready to hold us down to help you with pertinent bits of information, pertinent questions. So a lot of preparation is required on your part. Now, you might think 100, it's a lot of plants. Oh, I'm not interested in plants. No, the idea is we're bringing everybody to the same level. There's some people in that group who want to do botany, who want to do herbal medicine. Okay, so they're going to need this. So decide they want to do agriculture, right? There's biochemistry, biology. They need the plants. So we do everything. We bring everybody to the same level, and you are required to be part of this. So I don't want to take up too much time. Any question anybody would like to ask me in particular before we move on to the other subjects? Yes, Adam, please.
Hi, I just have a question about the labs.
Go
So,
ahead.
every week we have a lab, right? So do we have to submit a write-up on the lab every week as well?
You will be, for biology, you will be told precisely whether this lab requires you to have a week to do it, or it might be a lab that you could do within the 4-hour period, but you'll be well advised
Okay,
beforehand. So,
okay.
yes.
All right, thank you.
Most welcome. And lab sessions start really during the face-to-face week 3, but in week 2, we will have an online preparation. So we give you some background. So we will send out links for that in week 2. We don't throw you to the wolves. We will prep you, provide you with information before the labs begin. Any other questions?
Joanna, Satish, if you all want to
Yes.
say
Javon?
hello as well.
Right, so good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully you all can hear me. Yeah,
Yeah, clearly.
so, right, so I'm Javon Barron. I'm the teaching assistant on the course for Bio 0100, closely associated with Satish Singh, right? He's one of the senior demonstrators as well. With regards to the lab sessions, we will be there for all lab sessions, and we will help guide you all in terms of the content, submission, right? As Ms. Jolly said, the course itself will be heavily populated with all the materials that you will require for each and every lab session, right? That includes guidelines, the laboratory manuals, and usually what occurs is that you would have this a week in advance for that particular lab session. The structure of the labs will also be posted in terms of what is required of you in terms of name, the general format, right? And along with perhaps a deadline. Right? So the labs are designed in a way sometimes for you all to finish in either 3 or 4 hours, for which you still have any extra time, right, to discuss with your demonstrator or even myself the format and what is required. Right? It consists of different things in terms of drawings, question and answers, a little bit of interpretation of data, all of which would be provided to you beforehand to prepare as a pre-lab to make your entire laboratory experience a bit more enjoyable. Right? So that's what I can say for now.
Satish?
Hi all, my name is Satish Singh and I'm one of the senior demonstrators in the N1 biology program. So as my colleagues would have said, the materials is provided to you. You need to continuously keep reading. As for the lab aspect, I can speak on it. As Javon would have just mentioned, sometimes labs may be submitted at the end of your 3 or 4 hour session. So you are required to come prepared for your labs. You are not to come and just sit and expect the demonstrator to come and hand you everything. You need to be prepared a week in advance. You will have your material before you. So you are to do your own little reading, come prepared with your material to the lab session, and we will guide you along. N1 biology labs are fun. It's awesome. All right. So we look forward to having you all on board. And again, congratulations on being accepted to the N1 program.
Thanks, Archie. I think we have a question from Esther Joy, sorry. We not hearing you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so my question is, again, thank you for all of the information provided. It was so informative and encouraging. My question is to the biology lecturer. For someone who is returning to science after some time, are there any additional tips that you can provide that would help to put that person in an advantageous position?
Well, I do hope so. But the onus is on you. When you come in, please let me know where I can help. Because that's great that you have the background, but I would not know straight away where your issue is. So once you present that to me before the lecture, during the lecture, you ask the questions, because 90% of the time your question is the same questions others have, but they don't know how to phrase it. So you'll be helping them out. And of course, you have the tutorials where we can then really help you and clarify little areas where you have problems.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
All right. So before we wrap up bio, for all the students who do in biology, you would have a session on the first Thursday. I believe that would be the 5th. You would have a 2-hour online session with the biology team. So that'll be a good period to say, like if you're now catching up, if you're okay, have that one-on-one with the team, the biology team, and let them know if you're struggling in any area, any concern that you have. I suggest that you let them know up front so they would know how to deal with it. Right? They won't bite you. And the information stays confidential, so you don't have to worry. And if you don't want to talk to them, fine, come and speak to me. We'll try to guide you. You can speak to Miss Week, she tried to guide you. Good, but don't just sit there and struggle through the program. We do not want you to just sit there and struggle through the program. Good? Yes, we know you. Some of you will be young, some of you will be shy. It's time to get away from that. Right? Julian, I might just jump ahead of you here to head into chemistry.
Sure, that's
We
great.
have, is Amanda there? I'm seeing an Amanda.
Hi, good afternoon. Yes, I'm here.
Hi, good. Go ahead.
Okay, hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amanda Rampasad, and I am the Group 2 lecturer for N1 Chemistry. So, well, first of all, welcome to the N1 program. And it's nice to have you all join the faculty for the new academic year. We usually appreciate having new students every year and going through the program with them. Some might be returning, of course, and that's nice as well. And I just wanted to mention my role in N1 Chemistry. So I primarily do the Group 2 lectures as well as Group 2 tutorials. So all of those Group 2 students, they will be encountering me in their classes. But I actually also do all of the lab sessions for chemistry as well, because I am the lab supervisor, right? So I will eventually meet all of you, all of the chemistry students for both Groups 1 and 2. But I am in charge of Group 2, right? The lectures and the tutorials. Similar to biology, though, as Ms. Jolly and they mentioned, we do post up a lot of information beforehand, and this goes up on My Learning, which is the student platform that you'll use to communicate with us and to receive information about the course. So it is really up to you to take your time beforehand, before lectures, before tutorials, and of course before labs as well, to go over all of the material and prepare. We're also available, even if you can't meet us before these sessions, we are available by email. You could email us questions if you have. It's better if you interact with us directly and get the answers to all of your questions before, so that you're fully prepared before you go into, well, mainly labs, but also for tutorials and lectures. Because if we post up the information beforehand, you could take your time, go through everything, and you could come with, as Ms. Jolly mentioned, your questions. We'll be able to help you. Because what you have to remember is N1 is, well, the teaching period for N1 is 12 weeks. And that might sound like a lot of time, but the time goes by really fast. And at the end of the semester, students are scrambling to now get things done, now trying to understand topics. And that's not the time to be doing all your work. So you have the entire semester to plan and go through everything and prepare adequately for all of your classes and labs, because remember, you have to balance all of these things. You have lectures, tutorials, and labs, as well as assignments. You have exams throughout the semester, and of course at the end. So it's kind of up to you to practice good time management as well, in order to get everything done and be successful in the course, because that's the aim for everybody, to get the highest mark possible, to get into their programs that they want to get into after N1. So, you know, a lot of the work is up to you, but I will mention, as the bio staff has said, that the chemistry staff as well, and this would be the lecturers and the lab demonstrators, we are there to help. And you could come to us anytime. Class time is very limited. Remember, it's just 3 hours for the week. We could only do so much. And we are always available outside of class time, probably after lecture tutorials. Sometimes I even answer questions from students in the lab session itself with regard to lectures and tutorials and stuff, right? So yeah, again, just welcome, and I hope you all enjoy your time here with us. And I will be available, of course, after to answer any questions that anyone would have with respect to chemistry. Right, so that's it for me. Thank you.
Thanks, Amanda. So you all just heard from the Group 2 lecturer for Chem. Dr. Subrati is with us, I believe, but he's not in a position to. Oh,
Good
first.
afternoon,
Okay.
Mr. Brash. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, so good afternoon to everyone. Thanks very much to Ms. Rampasad and Ms. Jolly for covering almost everything. But I just want to welcome everyone to the pre-science program. My name is Afraj Subrati, and I'll be Your other lecturer for chemistry, specifically
Don't,
group
don't
1.
leave out the Dr. Subrati, sir.
I'm very happy to be in your presence today, and I'm also very excited to start the semester with you all. We have quite a bit of exciting topics and experiments to cover in the upcoming year, and I'm sure your experience will be one to remember. Just some advice though, as you go into the program, I just want to remind you that being accepted into the program would mean that all of you would have the ability to excel and do well within the study, but it's going to require a lot of hard work, as with most things. Two things I'd really like to stress on would be your time management and your attendance to classes. Our analysis over the years would have shown that these two items are critical and cannot be overstated for your success in the courses. And I strongly encourage that you take our advice where that is concerned. I'm sure your stay here will be one in which you'll remember, and also you would have a wonderful time. So with that being said, let me just say welcome again, and I wish you all the best in the upcoming semester, and see all of you soon. So thank you.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Good to hear from you, man. So we move in swift and smooth. We go into computer science. Deepak, you there? Mr. Subag will be covering for Dr. Hussain, who is the lecturer. I believe he's not in the country. So Deepak would cover for computer science, and hopefully you get to meet Dr. Hussain next week, Friday, in the physical orientation. So Deepak, you could go ahead.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Deepak Ramsbag and I'm the tutor for computer science. So firstly, I want to welcome all of you all doing the pre-science and one program, right? I think it is a very good opportunity to go into many different directions to further your education and different career paths as well, right? So regarding computer science, right? Typically, there are 2 lectures for the week, right? Now you are required to attend both lectures, right? And there are 2 tutorials. However, you are only required to attend 1 tutorial for the week, right? And then there are also 2 labs. Now, I believe these labs are on Saturdays, right? But you just have to attend 1 lab, right? Now, Dr. Hussein asked me to emphasize that it is important to try and attend all the lectures and tutorials as well as labs, right? They are very important, right? And I know the other lecturers and tutors also spoke about My Learning, right? All the notes will be posted on My Learning, right? And it's up to you all to make use of the resources that you will have, right? You all are in a different environment now, which is different from secondary school, right? Teachers won't be behind you all to do your work. It's really up to you to put in the effort, right? So a few more tips for computer science, right? As we progress through the semester, a lot of the new concepts you would learn would be based on the previous weeks, right? So it's important that you all stay on top of your work throughout the semester, right? Please don't just cram near time for exams, right? You would be lost if you don't come to the lectures and put any work throughout, right? So please try and stay on top of your work, right? Now, typically for tutorials and labs, these would be posted on My Learning ahead of time, right? So I would encourage you all to actually look at them, right? And try and attempt them at least in some week, right? Because tutorials and labs, they tend to be interactive sessions, right? Um I do the tutorials for this course. So I would expect you all to come with some knowledge of the questions, right? I don't just want to give you all the solutions, right? I expect to discuss these problems with you, right? Dr. Hussein typically does his labs, and I believe it's the same way, right? So that should be most of the tips for ComSci, right? I want to wish you all the best for the upcoming semester, and I'll take any questions if you all have.
Thank you, Deepak. Just want to mention that the labs for ComSci, even though it's on the weekend, well, specifically Saturday, it's online. So you are not coming to the university for your computer science labs. You will be logging in. That information with regards to the login credentials and stuff will be on My Learning. By the time the third week, you should have full access to everything that you would need to access these resources. So up until the 13th, most likely you will be looking for information on updates from the pre-science email or myself or Miss Weeks. But other than that, it should be on My Learning. Right, so we move on. I believe the next course would be mathematics, but Mr. Maharaj is also not in the country because this is the off season for the teachers, the lecturers. So for Dinesh, you would meet him and he would update you on next week, Friday, in our physical orientation. I'm not sure if Saida is here. I'm trying to locate her. Okay, I don't think she's here either, but that's fine. So you would hear from mathematics on Friday next week. We will now go on to Miss Amanda, who is the lecturer for physics. I believe I saw her name. Amanda, you here?
Hi, yeah, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi, so my name is Amanda Sankaran. I lecture for N1 Physics. Firstly, I would like to welcome you all to the N1 program. I look forward to meeting all of you next week and in the coming weeks as well. With regards to physics, I think that one of the main advice I would have is just brushing up on your maths, since physics has some applied maths to it. So sometimes students do have issues with the maths part of it, but I would advise that you brush up on it before. All material will be uploaded on My Learning, as the other lecturers mentioned. I would expect that you be fully prepared before all your sessions, that you be responsible, that if you have any questions, you ask me or any of the demonstrators. I would also be in the tutorials, and I would also be around for your lab sessions. So if you see me in lab, you could also ask questions, or even out of class on the corridor. Feel free to ask any questions. I believe that would be all that I have to say. But again, I would like to welcome you to N1 and congrats on being accepted or being offered.
Thank you, Amanda. So, guys, that's the teaching staff that we trust to navigate your stay through the N1 program. Moving on after this, though, you then, well, some of you will come and let us know that you are successful in your undergrad applications next day. Some of you may remain quiet, but move forward. That's fine. That's fine. We navigate the ship for everyone. One thing I want to highlight, and I guess you all would have also realized, almost every lecturer told you that you have to try and be prepared. And it means not just waking up early, reaching on time. You have to be prepared to go through the material. You have to be prepared to help the weak ones in the class. And the ones that are stronger, you have to be prepared to share the knowledge as well. No man is an island, and you're in an environment now where you may have to lean on the one that is stronger. And you would understand this as you go past N1. Because yes, this is pre-university, but when you move forward and you go into undergrad, it's also a different step. Think of it as a upward climb. Your calves go hurt, your thighs might hurt, everything might hurt. But at the end of the day, the top of the hill is where you want to be, which is your undergrad degrees. When you graduate and you're making your big bucks, Mr. Brush here, helping an next cohort of students. I would not even know you guys then, unless you come and say, "Hi, Mr. Brush, long time," or "Hi, Miss Jolly, long time." So try and continue to be prepared. Afra's mentioned time management. It is also very important. Full time, which is how the N1 program is offered. It's not just Monday to Thursday or Monday to Friday, or when you have classes. On your downtime, utilize it. What was working for CXC may not work for N1. The way you study for CXC may not work for N1. So you have to go through that adjustment. And I would say by the middle of October, all of you should be settled in terms of you know what to do, you know the structure, you know where your classes are, you know how to study, you know what is working. By then, you would have had one coursework exam. You may have had assignments for mathematics as well, but you have to develop your technique, or what we use here in the dean's office, your kung fu. You have to develop what makes it work for you. Don't sit and say nothing. All of these lectures here, they are available in and out of class. You could send an email. Some may respond in the night. That's fine. They're not obligated to, but you may get a response. But definitely in the morning, the next day, they will see you. They might call you in. You will get feedback. Utilize the resources. We are not here to keep you back. We are here to prepare you into your undergrad degrees. You all are the game changers, you know. You all are the future. I might be coming by the doctor, and one of you have to see about me. So make sure and take the training, take the learning, and go forward with it. Rest is important. I believe almost everyone here who are now teaching you or administer any program was a student in the university or maybe a university. They could tell you rest is important. You cannot consume information, especially with regards to N1, especially if you're doing biochem and phys. You cannot consume information and don't rest. If you rest and you do 2 hours of work, you would retain more than if you stay up all night for 8 hours. Take my advice. I've heard students come and explain, "Sir, I have exam tomorrow, this and that. I need to study." Rest. Max 2 hours. You all don't focus for more than maybe an hour, and that's a long time. Not even myself. We as adults may not even focus for more than an hour. We get that. Do it in hours, break it up. Whatever works for you. Right? You have all of the lecturers here, the ones that are not here. You have myself, you have Miss Weeks. All of us are open and available to hear you guys with whatever issues you may have. If you encounter any medical issues, you have to get a approved medical by HSU. We normally prepare and give you back whatever you may miss during that period, except for a final exam. So if you know finals coming up, try your best not to get sick. I know things happen, but things happen to everyone. So try your best because you don't want to have to push back yourself a year having to come back to do anything. Good, but I know you all hear my voice enough for the past weeks. So let me leave it up to the questions. I am, as we do it before, you raise your hand and I would call based on how it's showing in the chat here, and then you ask the question. For those of you who may want to just give an opinion, that's fine. You yourself are open to say, "Miss Jolly, I expect you to this, that, and the other. If it's a phrase, I expect you to. If I this, that, and the other, that's how it would go." You could say what you expect as students as well. Good? No. You see, I made a statement with regards to the name you'll send these emails at. The first person hand here name is iPhone. I don't know who that is. But iPhone, go ahead. or Chelsea. You could go ahead. Alexandria,
Hi.
good. No,
Good.
your
Hello.
lecturers put on their camera, so let them see you as well. Eh?
Oh gosh, well, Chelsea. Chelsea.
All right, it's more me. All right, go ahead, go ahead,
Yes,
go ahead.
Chelsea is being a bit shy.
You
So she
see?
has a question.
No, I want Chelsea to ask the question.
All right, hold. Chelsea?
Is iPhone there?
Hi, Karen, sorry to interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is Amanda again, for everyone who is hearing me. Yes, there was a question earlier in the chat about the PPE for chemistry. So I just wanted to mention, just to answer that question that went earlier, that there's a lab package for chemistry students, and we usually provide information about that on My Learning well before the lab sessions begin. And there is a lab coat that we use in chemistry, but it is the same one that you could use for biology as well. Just to mention that, right? So there's a lab package and then there's a lab coat, but I'm just mentioning that you could use it for both chemistry and biology, that's fine, right? But any additional questions on that, I would answer from students who are asking now as well. Yeah, thank you, that was it.
Okay. Yes, the lab coat is only one you would need in your time at N1. You use that for all your lab courses, which is biochem or physics. Maths, there's no labs, and ComSci, you don't do in-person lab. It's virtual, so you don't need a lab coat for those. So only students who pursue in biochem and phys would need a lab coat. Where Chelsea head up to? Okay, so we go down to Odessa.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, good evening. I just wanted to know if the syllabus for the subjects will be available for students to review.
Yes, all course outlines would be either sent via email and placed on the My Learning platform. So you will have access to see what your program structure is like. Adam?
Hi, good afternoon. So I just have a question about the payments.
Daddy, why you asking? All right, payment, okay. Go ahead.
So the 3 documents you said we need is the fee sheet, the gate form, and the compulsory fees paid to the bank, right? Or
The receipt, yeah.
the receipt, okay. So until I'm gate approved, do I have to pay the tuition fee, or how does that work?
No, you're not making no payments towards the tuition fee at all until gate approves.
Okay, so they will approve before the October.
Well, that's a good question and I
Okay.
can't answer.
Right.
Gate is normally not a function, well, not normally. Gate is not a function of the university, but
Okay.
because we have experience with them and our little relationships, we tend to help our students out. So when you apply, that's all that you need to do for now. The
Okay.
university just wants to know that you apply. Once they see
Okay.
that document, you have clearance until they respond.
All right. To receive the financial clearance, I went into the portal a few days ago and it said I'm not financially cleared, so I need to do something before that happens. So
You
what do I
enroll into FEPE, you enroll into FEPE.
enroll into FEPE? Okay, right. I have to just do that and it'll update my status.
That's correct.
Okay, and for the registration of classes, it will
Right, so you have to register before you enroll into FEPE because it,
right.
it wouldn't send you into FEPE.
Right. Okay, so I did the registration, I listed it there. So if I submit the request, then that's done. I'm just done with that.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. All
Yeah.
right, thank
Is it VED or VED? How do you pronounce that one? C. Kumar.
Afternoon, sir. It's Vade.
Vade. Nice name.
Yeah. First of all, thanks for the opportunity being here. I appreciate that. And I was having the problem with the student portal with accepting the request to join N1. So I wasn't like when my mom called, they said
Yes,
that
no. you haven't, do you have an issue with the student portal to accept the offer?
Well, when we called, because my mom made a call to one of you all, and they said that on your end, I know you made this point on somebody else earlier in the meeting,
Right.
that you all are seeing on your end that you all have sent the email or whatever exactly it was, for me to accept N1 to enroll into the program. But on my end, I'm not seeing it.
Okay. So I'll just take down your name and I will organize you this afternoon. Or you
Okay,
can
thank you.
probably stay on after as well, right?
Okay, I'll stay on.
All right.
Thank you.
Naomi, you can go ahead. Naomi, Charles?
Yeah, my bad. It's supposed to be Tyreek, but I forgot to
Oh.
change the name.
You see how difficult you this making it?
Yeah.
All right.
My question is concerning financing, right? Not me. I am self-funded, right? So I enrolled in FIPE already. I got a payment plan. So do I need to submit any documents or do I just need to go ahead and pay and receive the email with the receipt?
You're not utilizing it
No, I'm not utilizing it.
because you can't or you're not.
I just not.
All right. I suggest you do, but okay. If not, you just have to print your fee sheet, sign it, and you pay the first installment of the payment plan.
All right, no problem. When I print the fee sheet and sign it, I resubmit it back.
Yes,
Okay.
so you're merging those two documents into one PDF file. You're naming
Right.
it your first name, last name, ID number, and faculty, abbreviated faculty, which is FST. All
Right.
of you here belong to FST, which means Faculty of Science and Technology.
Mm.
You're uploading that to eCourier.
eCourier.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. And just one other question.
So, today, one other question on behalf of Tyreek.
Sure.
If for some reason we want to pay the full tuition, you pay semester 1. For semester 2, I'm guessing we would not have to pay the registration fee. We just have to pay the tuition fee.
Correct. The compulsory fee is a one-time payment that covers you for the entire academic year.
Right, very well. Thank you.
You're welcome. Chelsea Narang.
Hi, I am
Hello.
unable to register due to the prerequisite error when adding to the courses.
Right, so everyone who has a prereq error, you would hold on for me for when the recording ends. Everyone who has a portal login error, which is the username and ID number invalid or incorrect, you also would hold on for when the recording ends, and I'll take all your information. It's just something we have to put in on the system, but we have to do it manually. Right?
Okay.
Emily,
Good afternoon. I just have a question
hi.
based on computer science. Is there a specific laptop do you need for the course or no?
Deepak?
So there isn't a specific laptop or anything like that. All the programming we'll be doing is pretty light stuff. The compilers that we will be using for programming, there should be different compilers available for different operating systems such as Windows or Apple, anything like that, right? So yeah, there's no specific requirements, right? So anything you have should work for it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Jonathan? Jonathan, we're not hearing you if you're speaking, huh?
Hello.
Good. Hi. Your mic is off now. Right, it's now open. Go ahead. All right, so we're not hearing you, so type it in the chat and we will address it when we get to the chat. Right, Tamara, you could go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, there are several things happening on my end. I'm handling the registration on behalf of my son actually, Tishon Caesar.
Why are you handling the registration on behalf of your son?
It's the same reason why he cannot be in the session today. He's currently at work. All right.
Okay. The
So,
registration is a period there, and the experience of registration would be good for him, as you would register him all his UE life.
actually, no, he would have passed through N1 before, and
Okay, no
we would have
problem.
registered, done it together, so it's fine. I can always update him. All
Go
right,
ahead.
so he's familiar with the process. But the issues are there are some inconsistencies with
your name.
With the name.
Because you did the application.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no, actually he did. I was sitting next to him. Yeah. So right. So the name, I think you probably got that email.
Yep.
All right, good. So once you got it, there was one other thing. We initially selected gate, but will not be going the gate route.
Okay.
So is there anything on the application or the portal to update? Because we are actually trying to make the payment today, but the inconsistencies, one. And secondly, the fee sheet.
Mm-hmm.
The fee sheet, isn't it supposed to have the number of listed the subjects that you're doing? So in his case, it's math and comp sci.
Yes.
It's only listing one. And
Is you
both,
registered for the boat?
yes. And you know,
You sure?
when you register, there's a status that says web accepted.
You will see web registered.
Web registered, good. That status appeared for both.
You submitted changes after that?
Changes like what? No.
So when you, and this for everyone, when you add the course, you have to submit the changes, else it will not save. It will, if you go back to registration map and guide, it would not save.
Okay.
Right? So let's double check to make sure that the both of them there. If you log back in now and you only see one, it means that you didn't hit submit changes. So let's add it back, submit changes, it automatically pulls to the fee sheet.
Okay.
And you could let me know as well if you're successful with that. But in addition to that, you would stay on as well, because I need to check his account, because your name is pulling. There's a possibility that his email is your name, because the system pulls what is on the application form. So if your name is on the application form, most likely his email is pulling tomorrow. So yes, you could hold on as well. I'll have to check it.
Sure thing. All right.
All right. Any more? That's okay. Jabari.
Yeah, hi, good day. Question, right? This is the lecturer of physics still here?
Physics, yes, all of them is here.
Oh, right, great. I'd like to know how many lecturers for the week physics have.
How many hours?
How many lecturers?
How many hours you mean?
No, lectures.
You mean how many people lecturing? How many hours for the week?
No, how many lectures are there for the week?
There's one teacher, one administrator. There's 3 hours of lecture for the week.
3 hours?
Yes.
And how about labs? Any labs?
Of course. There's a 4-hour lab session, Amanda, and a 1-hour tutorial.
Oh,
Yeah. For our lab session, 1 hour tutorial, there's one 1 hour lecture session and another 2 hour lecture session. So that'll be 3 hours in total for lectures.
oh, okay then. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Jabari, did you accept the new offer?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, earlier on today.
All right, great.
Yeah, thanks
Lamia?
again, man.
No problem.
Hi, good evening. I just
How do
had a
you pronounce your name?
Lamayo.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just had a question about the print fee sheet because when I select it, it's not printing and I'm getting like this weird,
Error 44.
no, it's like they're listing out what's supposed to be printed, but I'm not seeing anywhere to print.
Okay, I'll have to check it.
Oh, and I had another question about the compulsory fees.
Yeah.
Is it that we have to pay that one time at the end of August, or
No.
because when I enrolled in FEPE, they gave me like this installment plan, and to me the compulsory fees was already included in the installment plan.
That's correct. The compulsory would be split up into the plan as well. And whatever percentage Gate is not covering would also be included in the plan as well. So as a matter of fact, the first payment in August, which is August 31st, for every one of you who are taking Gate, it's only going to be a third of the compulsory fees. So the 3465 is going to be divided into the 3 payments. You would see the last installment is where the majority of the payment is, but that is because it allows time for Gate to process. So by the time you get around to that last payment, Gate have already processed. You would know if you have extra to pay, or you just pay in that third of the compulsory fee if you get 100% coverage from Gate.
Okay, I think I understand because the first payment was like 1,000 something, which
Correct.
is
Should be
yeah,
16
okay,
something, and it should be like that for everyone.
yeah, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Jabari, is this the same hand or a new hand? Jabari, I take it that this is the old hand.
Oh, this is the old hand, but as you said it, I have a next question, right? Will this be uploaded anyway? This
The
recording?
recording, yes, this will be on the website.
The website, as in on YouTube?
No, the pre-science N1, you know you'll have a website, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, okay then.
All right, good. There's a website for N1. Everything will be uploaded there.
All right, man. All right, thank you.
No problem, Chike.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I have a question, right? I applied for one of the services, like police and them, those things, right? And I'm not sure if I'll be accepted. But I also applied for the university. So what I wanted to know is if I am accepted while I'm going through the course, if I'm able to pause it and resume it later or anything like that.
You see, no and yes, under conditions, because if you get the acceptance for the service in the middle of the N1 program, which is before semester 2 begins, you could leave at that point, and then when you are coming back, you will come back at that point. But if you are leaving in the middle of semester 1 or the middle of semester 2, unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to start back at that point.
Okay, I had to start all the way over.
Yeah. Well, if you complete semester 1, no, you would start back at the beginning of semester 2. And that means if you also reach the middle of semester 2 and have to leave, you will start back at the beginning of semester 2. So if you leave also in the middle of semester 1, you have to start back at the start of semester 1.
Okay. And would I owe anything? Like, because I applied for GATE, right? So would I owe GATE or anything like that?
So that in itself is also the challenge, because if you see, it all depends on when you leave. There's a
Right.
possibility that if you leave in the middle, you would have the remainder of the GATE assistance for semester 2, but you'll have to notify them. But if you leave in the middle of a semester, that might have implications depending on at what point, because from the 2nd of September, this is for everyone, you have 6 weeks of teaching. After the 6th week, you cannot drop a course. This is you begin teaching on the 2nd, you did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of teaching, coursework, exam, everything. After that 6th week, you are unable to drop a course. You can request administrative deregistration. The course would stay on your record and you will have to pay for it. So it really depends on when it is you're leaving.
Okay.
Yeah,
But see,
but
I
let's
don't
keep
know.
us.
So,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As soon as you know if that's the case, just let us know so we
but
can
you
advise.
think I
But
should? You think I should still go forward with the registration to finish the registration for UE? Because I'm really not sure.
I can't be
I'm
sure
partially
neither.
going through the. I'm partially
Is your
through the
risk.
process.
You
Right.
could go ahead. You could go ahead, but is your risk to take? I can't say take it or don't take it. The
All right,
opportunity
sir.
is there for you. You think about it, and if you think it's worth the risk, then no problem. We will
All
work
right.
it with however it happens.
All right. Understood. Thanks.
All right, Carol.
Afternoon, sir.
Good day.
I wanted to ask a question with regards to payments, right? After enrolling in FEPE, as previous people said, FEPE give you 3 installments, right?
Right.
And I guess once you pay the first installment by the 31st of August, you attach that to the other documents, the gate form and the fee sheet, and submit that to eCourier.
Yes.
That would be the first installment. When the second installment time come around and you have to pay the second installment, the receipt that you get from the second and third installments, do we just hold on to that? Or do we
So
have
we
to
would
send that?
advise you how to submit that receipt. Now, from my knowledge, and this is really something Burji should be advising on, what you normally do is just add the new receipt to the documents that you already submitted and upload that. So Burji not going to say, I can't see a fee sheet, I can't see this. They just get back all the documents. You understand?
No, you can repeat that one more time.
Right. So the 3 documents, the receipt, the gate form, a fee sheet. You're uploading that in August. When you get the end of September payment, you attach it to those 3 documents and you upload the whole thing over. That is to make sure that you have all the documents inside. So Burji will not be able to say that Carol Taylor has an AR hold because we're not seeing her fee sheet.
Okay.
So it's better to take that approach to it.
All right. And then the second question I have, because I kind of debating whether to actually do installments or just pay in full. The second question is if I wanted to pay the entire thing in full online via credit card, where on the site I would need to do that? Because right now in FEPE, all I just seeing is 3 installments and it's not giving me the opportunity to say pay in full or anything like that.
I think I know I could only think here because I don't have access to view the financials for any of you guys. So this is just experience from when I was a student. There is a way to pay off the balance or something like that. I will ask Burji and hopefully I could update you guys next week in the physical orientation. But if not, you could get a receipt, physical receipt, and pay in the bank.
Okay.
And you upload, they do the same process. You take that receipt, you upload it to eCourier and they will clear your entire record. That's the safest way to do the full payment.
Okay. And then basically if I do that, then go back into FEPE and
No,
just
once you
leave it.
submit it and Burji acknowledges the payment,
Mhm.
FEPE will update.
Okay, great. All right, that makes sense. All right, thank you, sir.
Welcome. GK, go ahead. This is your same hand or?
Same answer, sorry.
All right, no, all right, I will take it down. Kalidi,
Hi, good
hi,
afternoon, sir.
good
I just have
afternoon.
one question, right? Was the discussion about the procedure on how to request to switch groups discussed already by chance?
Well, we haven't discussed that, but how much courses you doing?
2, biology and math. But I would just like to switch math to group 2 because it doesn't align with my work schedule.
Okay, go through it.
Oh,
If you have clashes, then we have to find a different solution. If you don't
Okay.
have clashes, just send me an email and I would organize the switch.
Okay, so clashes meaning as in one class at same time as the other one, right?
Yes, so like let's say you go to group 2 and you have a lecture for maths and at the same time you have a lecture for bio. As a
Okay.
clash that you
Well,
can't get away from.
right. Well, I went through it today already, so just to send you the email, right?
Yes, just send it to me.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Rachel,
Hi, Blackington, everyone. Asking so how you know what in I doing biology, chemistry, and physics.
go ahead.
I
All
don't
right.
know how you would be assigned or how you know.
Okay, Rachel, we're not hearing you too clearly. So
Sir, I understood what she said. She said, how do you know what group you're in? And she's doing bio, chem, and maths, I think. I'm not sure what subject, but she asked, how do you know what group you're in?
I think she's doing biochem and phys. All right, thank you. So Rachel, you can take off your mic. Good. So you're looking for biochem and phys here. It should be right. The second option here, this one, this line, you're in group 2 for bio and group 1 for chem. Physics does not have any groups. So you will be attending all your lectures for physics, 1 tutorial, 1 lab session. Right? Just give me a thumbs up if you understand that. All right, good. Jonathan?
Yes, sir. Hi. Hope you can hear me now. I switched to my phone.
Yes, hearing you.
I would just decided to check back the registration, my registration for my classes, and I realized that they're asking to enter semester 1 courses or enter year-long courses. On my acceptance letter, I registered and it says I have to register for both semesters. Does that mean I enter year-long courses and apply there or semester 1?
Only semester 1. N1 does not have year-long courses.
Okay.
So in semester 2, you would have to register for the semester 2 courses.
Okay. All right.
So even if you try, right, that's for clarification, even if you try to register for a year-long course, you will get a level restriction because there's no pre-university program that offers a year-long course.
Okay. All right. Thanks, sir.
All right. Welcome. Tariq?
Yeah. All right. So my question is concerning GATE, right? So as a self-funded, most likely to be about 75% for N1, right? Or whatever figure they decide to give me. For the degree, if I decide to do GATE now, would there be a possibility of me getting 100% for the degree, or would that be totally out the door? Seeing
Well,
that I am
nobody in the university could tell you if you get 100%. It is the only people that can tell you if you'll get 100%.
Right.
But yes, if you take GATE for N1, you have full access to GATE for 1 undergrad program.
Right. All right. So when you get to tell you the figures,
That's
what
correct.
percent?
And they could only tell you that after applying. You can't go in and say, my name is Tariq Charles and I want to know how much I will qualify for. They would just tell you bye-bye.
Yeah, that's
You submit your
yes.
application and they would give you feedback based on what you submit.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, thank you.
sure. Elisa.
Hi, good afternoon. My
Good
question is a
afternoon.
follow-up to Tariq's question. You said that Gates would give you clearance for one undergrad degree, right? If by chance you want to do it at another campus, let's just say Mona campus, would they clear that if you use it for N1?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that just recently that approval came out and it was in the media. Gate would fund the national students in the, well, let me not say in the region, in Mona and Kayville campus.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any other campus, I can't, you have to ask Gate.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah. Elena, you're welcome. Okay,
Yeah,
so
hi.
I'm going, one second, Elena, I'm going down to Ebony. Oh, right, so I'm going down to Ebony and I'll then take off the recording and then you all could continue asking questions after that. But after that, I'm not going to put it on the website, right? So go ahead, Elena.
Alright, so I came in late, so I don't know, and I kind of lost. I was wondering if I could ask after everybody leave, maybe.
Ask, when I say for update,
Oh,
ask for update.
an update.
What you say? You came in late and you kind of lost and you're
So I was
waiting.
wondering if I could talk after everybody else leave.
You don't want me to go home?
Yeah.
This whole session is recorded, eh? It will be on the website. But that'll
Oh,
take you for like 5 minutes, okay?
okay.
All right. Abigail?
Hi, good day. Just have a quick question about the biology timetable, if it would be subject to change.
When it says subject to change,
Like if
if to
the
expect changes,
yeah.
yes, I strongly suggest that you pay attention to that document, whichever courses that you approved for, because even though you might make your personal timetable, during the semester you would see updates. So when we book coursework dates, it's going to come on the timetable. Also, the lecturer will put it on My Learning. In addition to, you may also receive an email from us. So you can't say that you didn't know. Good. Final exam will come out on a separate timetable. Coursework, makeups, and that is makeup for lecture, lab, or tutorials would be on this general timetable here. But you will also receive an email if a session has to be cancelled, if a session is required a makeup, if an exam is required a makeup, all of these things you would get email from us beforehand. Only if unfortunately something like a natural disaster happens, then it may not get that info beforehand, but we try to reach out to our students. By the way, out of this cohort, and I know the number would go up as this week comes and go, we would have class reps for each course. So the lecturers, Mr. Lee and Amanda, how do you select class reps?
I will generally leave it as a vote. Whoever would like to volunteer, and then have a vote if there's more than 2 people. So we generally, each group will have to pick one representative.
Right, so it's per group, per course, right? So when they are selected, you could just forward their names to me. This academic year, they have a little more responsibility. And this class rep could be used on your supplemental sheet for medicine. So If you know you have that extra time to give, you could put your hand up to be the class rep. Right? Thanks, Ms. Jolie. So yes, you also may be able to get information from the class rep as well.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Sure. Destiny.
Hi, it's Destin. I
Oh,
have,
sorry.
yes, two questions. Actually, I forgot the next one. My question is concerning GATE. My father, to fill out the documents for the means test, because I tried to submit it without filling that out, and they told me that I had to put at least one person. My dad does not have any documents showing his income because he's self-employed. He has his own business, and he
Right.
does not have his financial documents sorted out. So in that case, what should I do?
I think he could write a letter.
And what does that letter need to say?
No, at that point you'll have to contact it. I
Okay, the
don't
first sorry
have.
to interrupt. I could answer her question.
Go right ahead.
So you need to get a signed affidavit and use that as a
As proof.
yeah.
Destiny, you got that?
Just tell him he needs to get a signed affidavit.
Yeah, so he can tell them what his income is, and they would do a whole letter. So I think they sent me an email saying what they would need. I think the name, he's self-employed. I can't remember exactly, but they would know what to put and they would sign it. And I think you would have to sign it. And yeah, and you could send that to them. That's basically what they asked me for, because my mom is self-employed.
Okay, thank you. I
Yeah.
remembered my next question.
Sure.
If I decide not to apply to UE for my undergrad degree, can I use N1 for other universities?
Yes, you can. But
Okay.
I always advise students to double check with which university they want to go into. N1 is recognized not just regionally, internationally as well. People leave N1, go to UK and United States to study. But any university affiliated with UE, yes, you will receive acceptance. They will accept N1 as an equivalent. However, to ensure that they will accept it, you could just send an email asking them the entry requirements and if they would accept the N1 program. Because you don't want to do N1 and then when you reach after that, you don't get accepted and you say, oh, Mr. Brash, tell you yes. And then you come in the office and you want to beat up Mr. Brash. So let's double check.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Let me see. iPhone this time around. I'm not sure if you're having issues with your mic or you're shy. You could open your mic. If not, Haley, go ahead.
Hi, good day. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I am.
Okay, my name is Haley. It's nice to meet you. This question is about just considering doing one less course than I was originally offered, because I was offered and accepted for 3, but I didn't press accept the offer yet because I was considering not doing one of the courses that I was offered. So how do I go about only selecting to do 2 or kind of changing that offer?
You have
If
to
there's any way
request
possible.
it from us because you will, once you submit it, you can't change anything on the
Right.
application. It has to be changed by us.
Okay.
What is the courses you approved and why you dropped in one?
I was approved biochem and computer science, but for the degree that I wanted to go into, I realized that I
Which
did not.
is?
It was for, well, it's like a major and a minor. It's for a different university.
Okay.
But I would not have to do the computer science because I already have it at Cape, so it was kind of unnecessary. So that was the reason why I would like to just consider dropping that one and just doing the biochem.
All right, so you're dropping ComSci, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I take note of it.
Okay, thank you.
You will have to go back in and accept the new up, all right?
Okay, so do I send an email?
You could send it to me, yes, still.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much.
No problem. iPhone. Be like iPhone playing with me. Or if it is you having issues, type it in the chat. David? Okay, hold on. I see you unmuted. Go ahead. Hold on, David.
Good day, everyone. So, Shakim, right? Taking a
Mr.
question.
Shakim,
Yes, sir.
which name is iPhone? Your first, middle, last?
Oh, no, sorry. Sir, I'm
So
on my laptop on my phone. My bad. I apologize.
Go ahead.
So, thank you. So, quick question. Is there anything I would need my ID card for coming soon? Because only this morning I realized I misplaced my ID card. So, is this something I need to go get urgently?
Your national ID card?
Yeah.
You got your TT Connect ID already?
TT Connect, yeah. I already applied for Gate and they just need me to do the means. Yes.
Well, then, no. Once you... No, you don't. But you should still go and get your ID card.
Yes, for sure. Will do. And one other thing, sir. I know you're talking about the points. I'm not sure how the point system work with getting into doing other degrees, but I'm doing just the maths and the physics. Is it that I need to do another subject to get more points to get into mechanical engineering? Or I should just do
No,
what is
2 is
required?
fine.
2 is fine. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank
You
you very
must
much.
have chemistry at CSEC, right?
Yeah, I have it at CSEC. Thanks very much. And I
No problem.
apologize about the iPhone. Thank you.
No problem. David, go ahead.
Hi, good evening.
Evening.
So this is my first time doing this on show a little bit.
Sure.
So it must question might sound a little stupid.
Nah, that's fine.
How do you register? Like I'm confused about the registration process. So I saw that I have to go into my secure area. Am I correct to register?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I clicked on registration map and I saw that I have a hold because I didn't submit any medical or
Right, but the medicals will
immunization.
prevent you from anything.
Serious?
No. They could register, you could do exam coursework, you could finish N1 with your medical holds. Is when you leave an N1 to go into your undergrad is when you will have to take your shots if you don't take it at N1.
Okay, so how do I register?
You were here from the beginning or you just received offer recently?
I received offer like 2 weeks ago. You mean the acceptance letter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's registering.
No. Well, I asking that because you should have been in the other meetings.
Actually, I wasn't fully there for the last meeting.
All right. You see the document I would have shared on the N1 website? Let's pull it up for
No.
you.
Oh.
Right. Oh, by the way, you see this link here I would have sent it this morning. This is the timetable video, right? This is on the N1 website as well. So if you go to the home page, right, Pre-Science N1, this third box here is a step-by-step to register. So you could go through it, there's screenshots, and you follow it through to complete the registration process. Yes, I would try to have a demonstration is I wrote a name now. That hold on, David, I'll show you how to complete it, right? So here's what I'm gonna read. I'm gonna stop the recording, but the questions will continue. Right, so let me just stop the recording.